Dr. Latham is fond of quoting his mother, who often reminded him that a cup of honey will draw more flies than a bucket of gall. A recent experience in church served as a dramatic reminder of just how true that is.
While sitting in church recently, two contrasting scenarios were being acted out a few pews ahead of us. One involved a couple with their two young teenage boys, and the other a young couple with their 4 children, an infant, 2 young boys, and a preteen daughter. The 2 boys sitting next to their mother were quiet and attentive for nearly 45 minutes, during which time they didn't get the slightest bit of attention from their mother. Finally, they began getting fidgety, including playfully poking at each other. Now they began getting mother's attention. She turned to them with a sharp shh and rapped them lightly on their heads with her knuckled forefinger. Predictably, they stopped for a few minutes, only to resume where they had left off. This continued for the rest of the meeting, with the mother having had 7 negative interactions with the boys and not 1 positive interaction. By the time the services were over, everyone was upset. Attending church had become an unpleasant experience for everyone. For the other family, it was a whole different matter. As they sat down with services about to begin, the parents smiled at their children, touched them gently and kindly, and were pleasant as they directed their children to pay attention. During the entire meeting, they were exchanging smiles, approving glances, and an occasional kiss on the top of a child's head. The children were leaning their heads against their parents. They too were smiling and happy. I began taking data. I counted the times they each smiled to one another and touched each other and patted one another gently on the back. During the entire service, there was not a single negative interaction between the parents and their children, but there were 518 positive interactions. Yes, you heard this correctly. 0 negative interactions and 518 positive interactions, averaging 104 positives coming from each person and being spread around to the others. It doesn't take much time to give someone a wink or a smile or a kiss. Now imagine what the relationship was between those parents and their children as they left church when services were over. You're correct. Everyone was happy. Going to church, even sitting through a long meeting, had been a happy occasion. There is a powerful lesson here for parents. If you want your children to enjoy doing the things you enjoy doing and enjoy doing the things they should be doing, make sure that your interactions during the doing are positive. You will never shh your children into doing good and proper things. No amount of raps on the top of the head with a bony bare knuckle will ever convince children that your way is better than their way. But smiles, winks, hugs, kisses, and a gentle word of kindness and appreciation, well, you know how they make you feel. Remember, they make children feel the same way. As my 8th grade educated mother was fond of saying, a cup of honey will draw more flies than a bucket of gall.